Yo, welcome back to Footballology. So, day two of the combine, the skill set guys, the guys that a lot of people are actually excited to see. Me personally, I'm excited to see them too. A receiver can make or break you, and a quarterback can definitely make or break you. It can set you up for the next 5 years, or it can set you back for the next 5 years. Tennessee, after they took Jake Locker in 2011, set them way back. Anyways, looking at today's drills and everything, a couple of guys that I was excited for was Joel Stave or Stive. I don't know how you want to pronounce his last name, but definitely a guy I was excited for. I like the way he threw the ball, liked his footwork. Really good upside. He has that physical stature that I like in quarterbacks. So I really liked the way he looked today and just throwing the ball and his footwork and everything. Another guy that I enjoyed was Heckenberg. Now, granted, I know that his career numbers don't look like it, or his Penn State numbers don't look like it, but definitely a quarterback that I thought could help himself today. He's probably going to go in the third round, but definitely, hopefully he gets to go to Houston. And I know they talked about the whole Bill O'Brien backstory, so it was good to see him throw the ball today. It was nice. But, you got your big guys that everybody likes, Wentz, Goff, and all that good stuff. Me, personally, I just feel like I'm getting fed quarterbacks. Like, hey, this quarterback is good. This quarterback is good. I'm not sold on any quarterback. No one quarterback. Me, personally, a Steve, how you going to say his name, a guy that you can get in the second or third round. I'd rather do that than versus taking a quarterback in the first round and miss out on one of these offensive tackles or defensive linemen or linebackers or even D-backs. So, with that being said, this class is really starting to remind me of the 2011 draft class. Yeah, you had Cam Newton, so everybody's going to be like, oh, well, Cam Newton's in that class. Yeah, we had Cam Newton, but we had an abundance of other positions that were really good, and I think that this class is going to be the same way. The quarterback position is not going to be your money class or your money group. It's definitely going to be every other group out there. When you look at the next three quarterbacks that went after Cam Newton, Blaine Gabbert, Christian Ponder, and I forget the last one. Blaine Gabbert, Christian Ponder, Jake Locker. When Jake Locker, you look at those three guys, they're barely even in the league anymore. I think Locker is completely out of the league. Blaine Gabbert's trying to revive his career with San Francisco. So those are just some guys that I personally, when they got taken, I was never sold on. Cam Newton was the guy. He was the clear-cut number one overall there. And then you had Julio, you had Pat P, you had Von Miller. Like, that class was loaded. And I see the same thing with this class. This class is going to be loaded from top to bottom at every other position but quarterback. So that's the way I'm starting to feel. So I'm not cut and just sold on one quarterback that I would like to see at a certain team or feel comfortable seeing going at a certain pick. Those are the quarterbacks. Going on to the receivers. When you move over to the receivers, it was interesting. Honestly, it was really interesting today. The receiver group for me is wide open. Personally, I don't see not one guy that's going to close the gap. I think if you take one or the other receiver type deal, you're definitely going to get a guy that you like. Coleman didn't perform at all today. I know he's supposed to be legit. I looked up some of his tape. He looks legit. Will Fuller was a guy that just impressed through and through, that I was really excited for and really impressed with. I think he definitely did what he was supposed to. But my guy that I'm happy and excited to see was Tyler Boyd. That guy looked nice today. He didn't really drop too many balls, ran good routes, didn't do too hot in the 40. I mean, he did decent, but everybody wants to run a 4.3, right? So then you had those guys. Marquise North from Tennessee was a guy that I actually liked as well. But those are just the name. Cody Core. There was another guy from Ole Miss that I actually enjoyed. I thought he was pretty nice. So those just to name a few guys that I thought was really decent and did really decent today and helped themselves out in a way as well. I'd like to see more from them moving forward through, pro days and things of that nature. But Cody Core is definitely a guy I'm going to keep my eye out through this whole process. I liked what he did today and the way he looked on some of his routes. Like I said, overall, the receiver class is what it is. You're going to get what you're advertised. Braxton Miller was okay. He didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I knew he was going to run. I actually had him run a 4.4. One of my other friends that watched it with me had him run a 4.5. He ran a 4.5. So he really didn't do anything to help or hurt himself. It was just kind of what it was. But like I said, these receivers are what they are. They're advertised. I think they said that this is probably the second slowest receiving core of the combine since they've been airing it. So that's really interesting in itself as well. So confidently, you might get 1, 2 receivers, maybe 3 if you pushing it, and late round guys in the first round. But definitely one of those receiving cores that You have to take a chance on a couple of guys like a Boyd. Burbridge was another guy I actually enjoyed too, and I liked. So you're going to take chances on a couple of guys, but hopefully they pan out for you. If not, then it doesn't hurt you as much as taking a quarterback in the first round. The next group that performed today was the tight ends. Now, the tight end group, it took me a minute to warm up to the tight end group. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm okay with the tight ends going with the O-linemen. So this is the first time they've gone with the receivers and quarterbacks. So it took me a minute to kind of warm up to the tight ends after watching all the receivers. But once I warmed up to the tight end drills went by like that. The group was really small. Bruce Williams was a guy that I actually liked. It looked pretty good today. I know Nick Burnett is the guy that everyone's kind of awing for. But another guy that I actually liked was Dave Morgan. He looked really good. And then Sandlin, Montana State tight end, he looked really good as well. I start to watch him a little bit more, look up a couple of his tapes. Dude looks nice. I think he's going to actually have a chance to do something next level. Probably hopefully go to a team that already has a tight end. But, that's later on down in the process. But, yeah, that was pretty much day 2 of the Combine. I enjoyed it all. Another day in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys watched the Combine. If you didn't, definitely go to NFL.com and check out some of the highlights from the day. And stay safe, football fans. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.